Hello, Keith Myers here again. I wanted to do a short series on some grappling stuff for Bartitsu, and I'm not a judo, jiu-jitsu expert or anything like that by any means. Actually, I have a lot more background in Silat and Chinese martial arts, so my stuff might look a little different. But in the end, it's all the same. Everybody's got a hip throw, everybody's got a back sweep, everybody's got a rear lever takedown. It's just the execution might be a little different. So some of you might see something I do and say, oh, but in judo we do it this way, which is great. Just trying to give you something to get you started. And for you guys with small groups like ours, we don't have a nice fancy gym with mats to work out in. We work out here, sometimes down in the grass. And so I got this dude. This I got on Amazon for 50 bucks. Chinese made heavy bag that is, you can see, about 6 foot tall, and they come unfilled. If I filled this thing like you're supposed to, it'd probably weigh about 120 pounds. But I filled it with plastic. We recycle in our household, so everything that's plastic bags, wrappers that come, Amazon packages that are plastic, all of it gets recycled. So I just saved it for a while, and this guy is stuffed full of that plastic bags. So he's not that heavy. He's kind of, I haven't weighed him, but he's probably more like 50 pounds instead of 150 pounds. So he's easy to carry around, he's easy to toss around. And that way, since we don't have mats, we're not any of us worried about getting hurt as we're learning how to throw and do takedowns. Because I'm certainly no spring chicken anymore. I'm getting into the range of old fart, and I don't want to get thrown around. It's too hard on the body, okay? So, I also equipped him with a belt. This is a size 9. Yeah, a size 9, a number 9 belt. And the thing is about 12 feet long. I'm not sure how big the guy would be that this belt would go around. But anyway, works great for our bag because I can wrap it twice, and then we've got a handle to hold on to. We can grab him here like we're grabbing a sleeve, and we can toss this guy around to our heart's content without worrying about learning technique and starting off doing bad throws and hurting our training partner. Okay? So the way I'm gonna do this, I do a lot of solo training. So I'm going to show you some solo drills that we use as warm-ups that are sweeping and throwing drills, okay? And then I'll show you how you set them up on a partner, and then how we actually use them to throw Big Red around. So stay tuned. Okay, this is our first drill we use as a warm-up, and it's kind of the back sweep drill. In Salat, this is called a basset. But everybody's got it. In the old school boxing, it was called a back heel. I mean, judo does it. Everybody does this kind of a sweep. Now, terminology-wise, what's the difference between a takedown and a throw? In my mind, it's a throw if I have to lift the guy's body weight off the ground to some extent to put him down. It's a takedown if I'm just tripping him or sweeping his leg out from under him and I am not taking on his body weight. That's just the way I think about it. So, this first one, I'm wide, and I'm going to step, and I'm throwing my arms opposite. So as my left leg goes out, my right arm goes out. Here, 2, and then this one sweeps back, 3. So see how it's left leg, right arm. So again, 1, 2, 3. Let me back up so I can come towards you. So I start my drill. Here's my drill. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Face that way, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the first 2 steps are just a setup. Like I'm stepping with the guy, we're moving, and I end up with my leg behind him. It's the third portion that's the throw, and that's why you're swinging your arms. Now my foot's behind him. This is coming straight back as a sweep, and this arm is coming down. Boom, that's the sweep. The back heel, whatever you want to call it, basset. Okay, and if I get my faithful uke, Olsen, let me show you how it's set up. So, we've done something. His leg is forward, right? So those first 2 steps you do in the drill is this, right? We're jockeying for position, we're moving around, and suddenly Olsen steps out and plants this foot. I said, ah, there it is. boom, what? There he goes. Right? That's the idea. However I set that up. Maybe it's from here. We're moving around. We've done something. And here's, he plants that foot. He's got a forward leg. So here's my 1, 2, 3. That's the idea. I'm getting my leg behind his, and it's this motion is the sweep. Right? So now this is how we practice it on the bag, so that Olsen doesn't have to roll around. Because in the sweep, it's hard to, you can't really roll out of that very well. Yes, you can with a lot of training, but we haven't done that much training. So here's my bag, here's my handles. So again, these initial steps is just to get into position. So I'm here. So here's my step, my arm is back, and here's my throw. See how the bag lands on the back of his head? That's what you want. That's why we don't do it with our partners full force. But again, I'm here, we're moving around, I see the opportunity, I'm stepping through, there's the throw. Moving around, I step through, I'm behind his lead leg, this hand is behind, we're doing something, I step through, there's the throw. Again, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here is that 3. 3. Okay? So hopefully that's clear. That's our first one. Okay, this one is number 2 of the sweeps and throws that we use in the warm-ups. And this one should look very Silat-like to anybody that's seen a little bit of Silat. But it makes a good warm-up drill. And again, like before, it's that counter motion. My right arm goes forward as my left leg goes forward, right? This one, I keep my arms like this, and I'm going to step, and then from the rear leg, I'm going to lift this leg up, and I'm slapping, it's not my heel, but the side of the ball of my foot and my toe. I'm doing this. Put it back. Then I'm going to step back. Step back. Let me back up a little bit. Right? Here's step back. Step back. Step back. And I'm bringing it up this way. I'm thinking about hitting my toe and the ball of my foot. So I remember to hook my toe inward. It comes up like this. Not like this. So it's coming up here. Like this. So again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, if I wasn't alternating. But the drill we use as a warm-up, smack, smack, smack. So it's a nice wide drill, nice, good warm-up. This is called a sapu in Silat, but it's a hook sweep. Again, you see it in a lot of martial arts, including jiu-jitsu. So if I get my faithful uke again, I'm throwing it in the drill from my back foot, so that it makes a good warm-up. So it's a big amplitude, and I get used to pulling my foot up like this. Notice I'm not lifting it up and swinging it. It comes from the ground forward. I hook my foot, it's coming like that in the drill. That's because when we use this, again, it's from that clench tie-up kind of thing where we're in this position, and let's turn this way. And I've done something to get Olsen to cross-step, right? Boom. He's cross-stepped. So now this sweep comes when I can hook his ankle, and again, there's no way to roll out of this. And this hand is here, and now you can see if I do that, Olsen is going down. So the hook, the sweep, is once my foot's in position, my sweep is this. Just that much. We're exaggerating it for the drill purposes as a warm-up so you learn the mechanics. But anytime I get my foot behind his, it's a hook sweep. It's here. It's this motion. and it's that sharp, so I throw his leg out from under him. And then my hands are going like this when I do the drill, because as I hook his leg out from under him, these hands are guiding him down. So I'm literally yanking that foot out from under him and making sure he goes down. And again, there's not a good way to roll out of this. He's going to land on his head or his shoulder if I do this right. And again, the setup, it's not like I'm going to be out here. And then I'm going to go, ha, hook sweat. No, it's going to be when we've gone from here, and now we're in that Bartitsu grappling range, it's a struggle, and we're moving around. Ah, he screwed up. Look, he cross-stepped. Boom, he goes down. Boom, that fast. That's the hook sweep. Now, sometimes you can use it this way too. Where here, he steps out, right? And I've stepped past him, I'm over here. And this foot's exposed. I can also do the hook sweep here, right? And he's gonna go face forward. But again, it's the same dynamic. It's his back foot now. She's stretched out. And I step through him, and I catch him here as I go past. I hook that leg out from under him. So he goes face down. So it's a quick, but again, that's the sweep. That's the sweep. Even though in the drill we make it a big exaggerated motion. So you learn the dynamic. You got to hook the leg, you got to lead with the toe, and you're ankle to ankle, yanking his foot out from under him. Ankle to ankle, right there, like that. So it's almost like I'm on my heel. Boom. Okay, that's the hook sweep. Now on Big Red here, Big Red has no ankle, but I can still do, I'm holding him up, right? So now I'm just holding him in position. This hand is going here. I'm stepping behind him. And see how I'm on my heel? And I'm hooking. That's what my foot likes behind the back. So I've hooked him here, and that's the throw. And again, Big Red is landing on his head. Over here, that's the hook sweep. Or let's say I step past him and I catch him here. That's the sweep. So if I got him to cross his legs, I step here. If I step past him and I catch his rear leg, it's this motion. Okay, that's number 2, the hook sweep. Okay, this is number 3. This is the back lever takedown. In Silat it's called a kinjit. But this is in Achille Moroso's manual from 15 something, right? This is, again, in almost all martial arts. It's just that idea of planting your leg behind somebody where this is a barrier and making them fall over your leg, right? So this is the warm-up drill we do to kind of work on the dynamic. I start with my arms crossed. My bottom arm, I'm going to go that way. So this is a 2-for-1, and I'll explain what I mean. It's double duty. There's two sweeps here, 2 takedowns. So I'm practicing it. This arm shoots down, and I come around. Now my right arm is on the bottom, right? So I'm going to go that way. This arm shoots down, and I come around. Now my left arm's on bottom. I'm doing this. So now if I switch my arms so I can go back that way for the camera's purpose, I'm here. Boom. 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 Now I switch arms so I can come back your direction. Here this is sweeping. Boom. Okay, so let me show you what that means. So just to show you how the drill works, if Olsen is standing in that same kind of stance, right? The drill works like I'm standing beside him. My arms are crossed. Now as I pivot, I'm coming around behind him. And as I come around behind him, this hand is hooking this leg, and this hand is coming across his chest. And down he goes. And this is another one. How do you roll out of this? He's going to land on the back of his head. That's the purpose of a self-defense and a throw, right? So again, I'm here. His leg is available. As I step in, I'm catching his leg. And notice my hand is leading. I've already caught his leg as I'm stepping behind him, and I've off balanced him, and I'm levering him back over my arm, or over my leg, right? I've caught him, and there he goes. And when I do it as a pull through, I'm going to go over, boom, to make sure he goes down. But when I'm doing it in the drill, I just circle my arm so I can do it again. Okay? Now I said this was a 2-for-1 because this is when I get the leg hook in there, right? Which really sends him down. I can't always catch the leg, but I can still do the other part. And that's really the kinjit from silat. When I step in like this, right? That's still the same motion with this arm. I just don't have a hold of his leg. But now my elbow is on his chest and I'm driving down. And this is the lever he goes over. Right? So it's still this part. As I bring my arms around, it's this. So that one doesn't have the ballistic portion. It just circles. That's why the drill includes both. So again, he's standing there, his legs exposed, and I see the opportunity. I just shoot in. See, this arm is across, and there's the takedown. Right? So how would I set this up? So if we're here, again, we're talking grappling range. Something's happened, we're in close. I see that leg is forward. I can't do it from here. This arm comes in where I'm here, and then I see my opportunity. Arms are crossed in the drill, right? So I'm here, I've crossed my arms, and there's the throw. Boom, he's gonna land on his head. And it's that quick, right? We're here. Down he goes. Wow. The other one, we're faced off, we're doing something, and maybe my hand, I can't get it tucked in here so I can grab his leg. I'm more out here. But I can get this arm loose. I get this arm loose and I shoot it across his chest, and there's the throw. You see that? We're here, we're doing something. Boom! Down he goes. Right? I got my elbow planted right in his chest, and he's going down. Okay? That's the back lever sweep or takedown. So, with big red, the second one is the easiest to do with big red because again I'm here. All I got to do is step behind him. But see, I got to get down low. I got to have him right against my thigh. I'm here. And notice again how coral red lands on his head. That's the goal. Now I can kind of do the other one, although red doesn't have a leg sticking out for me to get a hold of, so I have to exaggerate it a little bit, but I can still go in like this. Again, we're here, I shoot in, here's my position, I'm behind him, here's my sweep with this arm, push him with this elbow, stand still, Red, come in, boom! That stepping in, throwing him over. Okay? Back lever takedown. It's number 3. Alright, this is number 4. This is the side sweep or side throw. This is one that's kind of on the borderline, kind of blurs the lines between how you define a takedown or a throw. It just depends on how you use it. This can turn into a hip throw, it can turn into a side throw. It's just the mechanics we're trying to train in this warm-up drill. And then I'll show you some of the variations, okay? But the warm-up drill we do looks like this. I stand, I'm here. And then I'm going to step out, this hand comes to, and then I'm turning, I cross step, this leg shoots out, and these hands go across. Now I'm going to step, this hand is forward, so I step, this hand comes to, I cross step, I turn. So now this leg has to step forward, so this hand is coming out, the right side, boom, then I step 2, turn. Now the left leg comes out, I step 2, turn. So again, this hand is here, I step 2, cross step, turn. Now I'm going to do the other side for the drill. This hand. I step out, I step 2, cross step, turn. I step out, step 2, cross step, turn. I step out, step 2, cross step, turn. Step out, step 2, cross step, turn. I step out, I step 2, cross step, turn. Step out, step 2, cross step, turn. Step out, step 2, cross step, turn. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So let me show you on Olsen. So again, this one, if you've done Chinese martial arts, looks very much like something from Swai Jiao, but this is the dynamic you use for a hip throw, which in old school boxing was called a cross buttock. This could be a side throw. Really the difference is how you take on the opponent's weight. And just so I'll show you how the drill works, this part, as soon as I've done something, right, I've got the guy in position, right? I just position him. So we could have started from the clinch. We could have been doing something, right? And I get this because I want to insert this arm, right? And so the next step is where I insert this arm. So as I step through, it ends up here, or it ends up here, right? I'm inserting it. It could have ended up here. But this is, I've got an attachment, and then that step through is placing this arm. Okay? So here I'm ready to go. And the second part is I do the cross step. This hand is coming down and grabbing this arm. This hand is sweeping up. And I shoot that leg back. And there he goes, right? He's going to go flying. So again, if Olsen's standing there, we're here, we've done something, I'm here, and then I shoot this through, Olsen's going to go flying. Right? So one more time. This, okay, just to show the dynamic of the way the drill works. Here, boom. Okay? And I'm being nice to Olsen. But you can see, this positions me. This hand is coming through, and this hand is staying because now as I do this, I've picked up his arm. This one's behind his head. It's under his arm. That one's taking his legs out from under him. I throw him to the ground. Okay? So, if I set it up this way, right? If we're here, right, and I stepped in and I did this, that's my classic hip throw. Right? Because I haven't extended my leg. I just step in, and I hike him up on my hip, and over he goes. So it's the same dynamic, but now I've done this instead of the cross step. But it's still essentially the same kind of setup. I'm here, I step in, I hike him up on my hip, I throw him down. The classic hip throw. Pow! They call it a side throw if I don't get him on my hip. He slides off on my thigh. So I'm here, right? I grab him, I meant to do this, and he slides out that way. And so now he's down off of my hip, and so I still just step out, and I throw him across my leg. Boom. And that's more of what we're doing, but I don't have the kickback. That's the classic side throw. Hip throw, side throw. Goes across my leg. So if I'm kind of planning to do something like a side throw, then throwing this leg back just really adds to the throw. Okay? So now let me show you on Big Red. The Big Red doesn't complain when I'm throwing hard. So again, that's the first part of our drill, right? My positioning. The second part is I've stepped through. Notice I don't want to go all the way past my bag. I'm here. I step through. Here's my cross step. I've still got a hold of this. And now this leg's going to shoot back. So, I want to turn that into a hip throw right here. I want to turn that into a side throw. It's there. See how he goes that way instead of up and over. Difference between a hip throw and a side throw. Hip throw. Side throw. Otherwise, pretty much the same setup. And for our warm-up drill, I'm really putting the leg motion in there, so it becomes kind of this. More of a side throw. But you get the idea. The purpose of the drill is to learn that dynamic. I'm here, I step through, my turn. And then I either stay here or the leg shoots back. Boom. Now I'm on this side. Step through for the setup. Boom. Set up. Boom. Set up. Boom. Okay? And that's number 4 for us.